before we get to Shakur Stevenson, we're in the middle of the best sports run right now between NBA basketball and playoffs, MLB's in full swing. You got NHL playoffs. It's the best time to open up your DraftKings Sportsbook app and lay down some bets, my friends. $5. So it's all you got to put down. It gets you $150 in free bonus bets. That's only for new customers. And DraftKings now has the DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Beef up those parlays, make more money. Let's open up the app right now and take a look at some of these odds. I'm looking at baseball, Chris. That's how I want to make my fortune. The Yankees are not playing so great as of late, but there's other ways to make money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You can take a look at a quick same game parlay. Like the Seattle Mariners are taking on the Blue Jays, and right now you can get Blue Jays money line, total runs, and over-under of 14.5. So there's always something for everyone on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Join the big league action now on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download it. Sign up with code IBL. New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code IBL. Here is Shakur Stevenson. Stick around because we place our own bet at the end of this interview. Joining us on the show today, we have a pound-for-pound great, a former two-division world champion, the pride of Newark, New Jersey, not a Knicks fan. He is a Clippers fan. Shakur Stevenson, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
What's good? What's good, man?
Ready to talk some boxing. What's new with you these days, man? I know you're in the gym always. What's life been like for you since your win at 135? You keeping busy?
For sure. I've been staying in the gym. I've been working. Honestly, like I'm addicted to the boxing gym, so it's like I'm just in there every day, just making sure that I'm in the gym around boxing. And some days I might not even work. I might just train my little brothers or my little cousin and get them pad work and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm just making sure I'm around the gym.
What gym are you at these days? Like, I know you're a Newark guy, but where do you call home these days?
Houston is home right now because I live there. It's my second home, so Newark my first home always.
Yeah, for sure. How about that turnout for you? It was a pretty nice turnout in your last fight. Got the win. First of all, what did it feel like to bring boxing back to Newark? Is that going to be like a stop for you? Obviously, the bigger fights will probably end up in Vegas or wherever. But always having those fights in Newark, what does that mean for you?
It means everything to me. I mean, I think it was a great turnout. I sell out in my city. I do great numbers in my city. My city come out to support, and we did even more numbers than we did the fight with Conceição style. So I'm doing this like without fighters that don't got like big names. So imagine like you put a big name fighter or a fighter with a solid name in there. I think we'll do a lot bigger numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not many people know about the guy Yoshino. I actually called some of his fights before. He's a good fighter, and you completely dismantled him. But for you to draw numbers on a fighter like that, who's essentially a domestic Japanese fighter, that's a good sign for the future and what you can do ahead. Speaking of what you want to do ahead, what's up next? Who's in the sights of Shakur Stevenson? What's being talked about?
Right now it's just sitting back, waiting, watching, observing, seeing all the other fighters fight each other. I'm just taking my notes right now. Like I'm taking my notes and.
Oh, I know you are.
As of right now, I don't got no specific pick. I just know I want the top dog. So the two top dogs at the weight, and I ain't, y'all know who they is.
Oh, yeah, bro. Dude, so after our fight, I don't know if you saw this, we're talking about, I was like, dude, the fight for me, obviously Haney, Tank, great. The fight that we got to build towards is Tank and Shakur. The best power puncher in boxing, which is Tank, who lands 47.6, and the fighter who gets hit with the least amount of power shots. I'm the numbers guy, Shakur. That's the fight. I mean, it's a great thing for you to have these names out there where Tank's being asked about you. You're being asked about Tank. That's really good for your career. It's really good for the sport. Tank's obviously the guy you want, or maybe I should ask. Like, it's another conversation that's being in the boxing world right now. Obviously, what's more important for you? Going after like a Haney Lomachenko winner, which would signify all the belts, or going after the big dog in Tank and potentially handing him his first loss?
I think both fights is like more important. So it's like I've been getting asked that question, and it's hard to give like the fans or y'all like a real answer, because it's like the belts is lovely. Like, you think about just fighting for all the belts with one opponent, like you ain't gotta go get them from like 2 or 3 different dudes, and you could be undisputed champ. But then that superstardom, where it's like Tank got that superstar appeal to him. But I think like a fight with me and him is just gonna be like 2 superstars, and I'll be able to like display my superstardom and how great I am as a superstar too. So it's hard. Like, it's a very hard question. I can't really give you an answer, but I would love to fight both of them dudes. I think that when it comes time, them gonna be some big fights.
Honestly, that was a perfect answer, because both are important. You know that there's the legacy of becoming undisputed, and then there's being the top dog, beating the best guy out there. But I think that fight, we always talk about fighters, they need their opposition. They need that fighter to make them go to that next level from a commercial standpoint. And it seems like Tank could be that guy for you. So maybe building towards that one. I was saying on our show last week, I was like, I don't want them to fight right now. I want it to build a little more. I want it to
Chris, you got
marinate.
roasted. You said seasoning, and everyone was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean? He has one fight at 135.
Exactly. I mean, everybody wants to go right to it, but I think if we're building like a mega fight, which, like you said, Shakur, this fight really is. It's 2 superstars. I think a little bit of seasoning, a little marination might not be a bad thing.
Yeah, I think honestly, I'm ready like right now though. So it's like the seasoning part, I agree, but I don't think I need it. Like, I don't think I need any seasoning to make the fight. I think that as far as like the promotion part, like, if you want to like build it up and make it a bigger fight, I think that that may be like, that'll make more sense. But
yeah, Shakur, don't get me wrong. When I go seasoning, what I really mean is green. That's
Yeah.
seasoning that I'm really talking about.
Chris, it's a big difference. This is seasoning, but this way you flip it around, that's cash.
Yeah, but that's what I meant.
Let's make the most money you possibly can. That's what Tank has shown. It's interesting because like Tank's fans will tell me all the time in my notification on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram and all that. It's like, Tank doesn't care about belts. I'm like, he doesn't care about belts. He doesn't care about belts. Look at this fight with Ryan. There was no belts on the line. It was still huge. I'm like, okay, I get that. And that's fine. Get rid of the belts, get rid of the sanctioning fees and all that. But the biggest fights for Tank are going to come like against other champions that happen to have belts. Like, for me, I think Tank should go after belts. Like, where do you stand on that whole thing? You've been a guy that's collected belts, and Tank has been a guy that's not collected belts, but he's right now the top dog. Like, how important are those belts for you?
Honestly, I'm glad that I did everything that I done already, but like now it's like I get like where like Tank's side is coming from. Like, I could see where he's the biggest superstar in boxing. He's making the most money. Like, why would you even like why would you pay for 4 belts? Like, why would you go pay for 4 belts when you could have all that money to yourself? So that's how I see it. But I mean, the belts do matter. I think that you should at least be like, get like 2 belts, and they matter.
Right, do both, right, Chris? Like, do both. Like, that's what I said about Tank. It's like, obviously he's the guy. He's very clearly one of the 4 faces of boxing. But why not like erase all doubters and be like, listen, I got all the belts and I'm the money guy. Like pretty much like Floyd.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm old school. I got my belts back there. I love my belt. I love my belts. It's very important to me. But also, I made some money too. So you got to be both. You don't want to be the guy with the belt who didn't make the money and now is bitter later on. But also you don't want to be the other side. I mean, you're not really going to have that issue. But no, I think your head's in the right space for how you're thinking about belts. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it, man. Boxing, there is no one route.
Yeah, only thing I just don't like paying for belts that we earn. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like paying money out of my pocket for something that I earned. Like, I'm earning it. I'm getting in the ring and doing all the hard work. So I think if they change that, I will like be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't exist. They wouldn't be at these. You ever see these WBC conventions? You guys ever go to one? It's the most extravagant thing I've ever seen in the world.
They should be paying us, honestly.
And like, I'm like, where the hell do they get this money? Oh, that's right. They've been charging 3% on fighters for freaking 50, 60 years. No wonder they can hold these massive events in Cancun and all that. Look at me, like, it's crazy, man. That's the one part of this fight with Tank and Ryan that there's a lot of elements of the fight that I like. I feel like boxing's booming right now, million pay-per-views and all that. But also, like, there was no titles on the line. Like, it just shows like the biggest fights can be made without belts.
Yeah, only thing that I just didn't agree with, I thought that it was one elite level fighter fighting, and the other one just wasn't. Like, he just wasn't on that level. Like, it was like he was a lick. It's like a lick. Like, you feel me? It's like somebody that he got all the followers and all the like the marketing to make for a big fight, but as far as like skill, it's like shit. Once you get in there, it's just you and him. The followers can't fight for him. It ain't no Instagram followers can fight for him. So when I seen that, I just I like the fight though. It was a good fight.
Yeah, so that was gonna be my question. So I agree with you, and it showed. Tank was on a different level throughout. Ryan had his successes early on, but a lot of people do with Tank because he's analyzing. But did you enjoy watching the fight, even though it was two guys on different levels?
Yeah, I enjoyed it because it's like I was watching the fight. When I was watching it, I just knew everything that was gonna happen. Like when I seen Ryan come out reckless and he's like leaving himself open, he's being reckless. I literally said like, he about to run into something. He about to run into something. And 2 seconds later, he ran into the left hand.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like I got to like watch it. I enjoyed it just because I knew I was around people and I got to just show them like my boxing knowledge too, like just to show them like, okay, watch this. He about to, okay, here he come. I bet the under too. I won money on it.
Well, the under was 7.5, right?
Yeah, 7.5.
Dude, I wanted to bet Tank 7 through 12. That was like plus 220. Like that was easy money.
You should have done that.
Well, I took Ryan because I thought he was a live dog. Like, not that I thought he was gonna win. I thought shaking his head at me. A live dog. Bad pick.
Jakor, me and him almost never agree. We're pretty much always.
Oh, bullshit, bro! I've been on a heater. I always bet on Shakur. That's easy money. Come on. So do you know your stats? Like, I'm the stats guy. Like, are you aware of some of these numbers that you've been putting together in your career?
I've been seeing them. I've been paying attention.
Yo, dude, you've only been outlanded 3 times in 133 pro rounds.
For real, who was the people that outlanded me?
I knew you were gonna ask. I didn't have a follow up. I gotta research.
We talk about you on the show all the time because Dan is the numbers man, and you got the best numbers out there. So
here's another one of my favorites. You have a plus 20.3 plus minus rating. That's what you land opposed to what you get hit with. That's number 1 in boxing. There hasn't been a plus minus rating over 20 since Floyd Mayweather.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah,
tough. And then you're also, like I said before, number 1 in opponent connect percentage, 16.9. The next closest is 22.2. That's B-ball, and you're like trailing just behind B-ball in terms of not getting hit. Those are some pretty ridiculous numbers, my friend.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So let me ask you what happened. And we want to see you in there with some big time opponents. Not saying you haven't. I mean, Valdez, your resume is sneaky good. I'm always defending that too. On social media, but tell us about what happened in some of these fights in the lead up to the your last fight. The guys that turned you down, like William Cepeda, who we saw fought this weekend, or Isaac Cruz, who has been MIA for a while now, and Cambosa. All these guys turned you down?
Yeah, all they'll do is turn me down. I just seen William Cepeda fight. He looked like a good fighter. It's crazy. Like, you'll see these fighters, they look like good fighters, and it's like they don't want to like test their skills against somebody else that's like on the high level too. So it's like I don't respect that. Like, I don't respect when fighters blatantly duck somebody and not fight them. And especially that was the perfect opportunity. That was my first fight at 135. Why not test the water with me? Why watch me, let me develop, and then get in the ring with me? I think all these dudes that's waiting to fight me is making it worse on themselves. Like, they making it so much worse because I'm just getting better. Like, I'm getting better. I'm getting smarter. I'm getting older, wiser, more mature. I'm thinking a lot more outside the ring and inside the ring. So it's like, they better hurry up. They better hurry up.
Shakur, I always think about, I don't know if how you feel about the comparison, but I always think about you as being that next Floyd Mayweather type fighter who's able to transcend and move up different weight classes. You just moved up to 35. How far do you see yourself going in terms of weight classes?
I see me touching like 147.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying on the show for a while.
I think that my skills, like even if I'm not that size, I think my skills gonna be able to carry me. I watched like Sweet Pea and Floyd move up and fight bigger guys, and they, even though they were smaller, their skills got to carry them through the weight classes where they could beat them dudes and make it look easy. So I think that I'm the same way.
Just to go back a second, like when you say these guys are ducking, like there's a lot of different ways to duck. Like how did some of these, like a Pitbull Cruz or a Cepeda Cambosos, I know there's ways where you could outprice yourselves or just straight up say no. Like how did some of these guys decline fights with you?
Oh, you know, my peoples talk to their peoples, and you know, they peoples come up with 50 excuses, and you know, they publicly even they had like what I seen with all three of them guys. They had like somebody publicly go on the air and say, "Okay, Oscar De La Hoya said, yeah, well, we don't want to fight Shakur right now." Isaac Cruz's dad said, "Yeah, Shakur just runs around the ring. We don't want to chase him around." Cambosis basically was saying that he done been through a lot. So
I kind of get that a little bit though.
Yeah, I got Cambosis out of everybody. Like
he got 24 rounds with Haney, so let's give him a breather. Like that would be a good fight though, because he's like kind of with top rank.
12 with Teo.
Yeah,
right. 12 with Teo. Yeah, that's a murderer's row of fighters that he's.
Would you like to fight him though? I feel like that could be a good fight for you.
Fight who?
Cambosos.
Yeah, I would love to fight Cambosis, but I think that'd get bad for Cambosis. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I favor you to win, but
I would agree.
I would agree.
No, don't favor me to win. I would tell you to bet all your money on the stoppage.
Yeah, we said that. I say that. I mean, I've called a bunch of his fights. Obviously, I've seen how he's been doing with these guys. You, especially at 35, I was telling. I think you're stronger at 35 than 30. You're coming into strength. Yep. Yeah, because I've been around you a bunch of times. I'm like this. You're a big guy for even 35. I think you'll be fine at 40 in terms of your size, your wingspan, and whatnot. But also, like you said, your style. But yeah, with Cambosis, that's a tough night for him.
It's a name. I mean, it's got to fight somebody. I mean, if everyone's turning him down, like I mean, it must be frustrating from your end. It's like I know you want to get back in there. Like when do you think you get back in there?
I think I'll be back in like July, August, probably September. But I think anybody I fight, they all gonna say that. Like if I don't fight the top two dudes that be, you know, that they got a lot going on themselves.
Who's that? Tank and
Yeah, Tank and Devin. Like if I don't fight Tank and Devin, they all gonna say, "Oh, that dude's a bum." Like if I go fight Jermaine Ortiz, I stop him, beat him up, they gonna say he's a bum. Or I fight Frank Martin. Oh, he wasn't ready. He was inexperienced. Shakur had the more experience, and anybody that I fight, they all gonna like downplay anything I do.
That's the price of having the skills, right? That's the price. I think educated fans will understand the situation. Like they know for a fact that these guys legitimately turned you down, and you want to get in there with the biggest.
Same thing with Valdez. Valdez was a great fighter,
yes.
But being that I beat him the way that I beat him, I didn't like get the credit really for it because it's like, oh, he was supposed to do that. Like he was already going. We all knew he was going to do that. So it's like
that's Andre Ward syndrome. That's what everybody wants to talk about Ward. And throughout his whole career, everybody was downplaying what he was doing, and now we look back on it. What he did was brilliant. So you're going through the same thing, champ. It is what it is,
man. How about letting some guys outland you in a few more of these rounds?
How about
I'm scared of that.
Non-fighter and me. It's got to be one non-fighter on this podcast here. Let's get some fan questions. Oh, first of all, Haney Lomachenko in 2 weeks. How do you think that one plays out?
I think Haney smokes him. I think he's too big. Like his size gonna play a big part. He was like complaining about like Lomachenko being dirty. But, like, that don't matter when you that big because it's like, what can he do dirty to you? Like, you big, you could be dirty to him. Like, what? You could put your body weight on him and he can't, like, he going to get tired from that. Like, so I just think Devin is too big for him. But, like, Lomachenko is still Lomachenko, so he going to have some moments.
Yeah, do you think that would be like? I think Haney will obviously is the favorite. It'll be interesting to see if how it plays out down the stretch, and if Haney can keep the gas pedal on. Like the thing with Haney, it's like, oh, we want to see him knockouts. We want to see knockouts, but like he can control fights with his jab, and he can control fights with precision, kind of like yourself.
Yeah, but the thing with Lomachenko, where he be going wrong, he ain't used to do this. Like back in the day when he fought, he'll get his engine started around like round 3, round 4. Now it's like round 5, round 6 is when his engine gets going, and I think that's like a big downplay, a downfall for him. Like I don't know if he could be able to do that with no Devin.
Yeah, you can't let Devin come out to a lead with 5 or 6 points and then try and fight it back, because Devin can slow the pace. He's very good at keeping it long with the physical size, being able to tie him up and spin him. Nah, I agree with you 100%.
He's gonna be in shape too.
Hell yeah, he's already in shape.
Would you be ringside for that fight?
I don't know. We'll see. It's depending on what's going on. We'll see. I don't know. I can't really tell. How long is that? That's like what?
May 20th.
3 more weeks. 3 more weeks, right?
2 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks, or it's May 20th.
3 weeks exactly. Yeah, 3 weeks exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. 3 weeks. We'll see what's going on, and then I'll check it. Who the Knicks playing? They playing Boston, right?
Knicks are playing the Heat.
Oh, they playing Miami.
As we record this, we're in the 4th quarter. Knicks are down 6. Jimmy Butler's
Miami gonna win.
Come on, bro. Us Knicks fans, you know what it's like growing up in Newark. Knicks fans are
bye Knicks. Y'all did good this year. Be proud.
Come on, man. It's not even over yet. It's only game 1.
Jimmy Butler versus Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Jimmy Butler scares me, man. He's so good. Like, you just got to contain him. But in this game right here, by the time this comes out, the game will be over. But Kevin Love is just going off with these outlet passes, and it's pissing me off. I'm going to try to focus on this rather than TV behind me. All right. Fan question here from Lord Lou. Wait, no. Where is it? From Tracy. Pork roll or Taylor ham? Shakur's from Jersey. He'll understand.
I don't know who Taylor Ham is. I know who Paul Kroll is. That's my guy. But okay. I don't know who Taylor Ham is. I ain't never heard.
I guess he doesn't know this. 4 Corners Boxing. Will you push your management and Top Rank to force the Tank fight similar to the way Ryan Garcia did?
We'll see. I think fans and they gotta calm down sometimes, because they want everything to just happen like this, and if it don't happen that way, they're gonna be mad at you. So I think all these fights gonna happen. Like I'm ready and prepared, and if it happen next, I'll be happier. But if it don't, we're gonna go on to the next, and then it's gonna happen for sure though.
But if it did come down to it, and obviously it's like Top Rank and about the business with PBC and this, that, and the other, but if it came down to it, like, would you really push for something like that?
For sure, I push for all them fights, but you got to see the paperwork. You got to see what's presented in front of you. I can't say I'm pushing for something and then they offer me 80-20, and I'm like, yeah, that ain't happening. So,
well, that's what kind of happened with Ryan, right? It's like, hey, Ryan pushed, made it so clear, kind of had his hand out there, and all right, 136 rehydration clause.
Yeah, I think that was stupid too. Like, I don't know why he did that. That was kind of stupid on his team part, but I mean, it is what it is.
What do you what's your standing with Top Rank? I know it's kind of hard to figure out how many fights you have left and all that. What's your contractual obligations with Top Rank?
I don't even want to put it on air, but I appreciate Top Rank. Top Rank is being great to me, so I appreciate them for putting me in position.
Yeah,
I don't got nothing bad to say about them.
One of your, I wouldn't say stable mates, but promotional mates, Teofimo Lopez, has something to say about Top Rank. I don't know if you saw this. Teofimo says that. Yeah, Teofimo says that Top Rank promotes black fighters too much over himself. I don't know where he's coming from with that one.
I know, because it's like other people say they don't promote black fighters at all. So it's like that's been the argument for so long.
That's been the word for years.
But now he come out and say they only promote black fighters. So I don't know. Teo just, Teo being Teo a little crazy sometimes. So
I think that's a fair way to put it. Teo being Teo.
He's crazy, but much love to Teo. Hopefully he gets his mental together. It's like his mental is seemed like a little bit off right now. So I think he should get his mental together and focus on his fight with Josh Taylor because Josh Taylor is a great opponent to fight.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
tough fight.
who you like in that one?
Whew. I'm rocking with Teo just because he came from my generation. Like he from like you feel me? Like we came up together, so I'm rocking with Teo. But I hope he get his mental together first because it's like he got a lot going on with all this, especially going on air talking about ESPN. He's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to get himself together.
Dude, he said like I brought Bud Light to Top Rank. I was like, what does that even mean? Like, what? Like, here's a guy like I kept in touch with Teofimo. I was like consider him somewhat of a friend. Like after the Lomachenko fight, there was something switched. Like I don't know what happened to the guy, but I do want him to see him on top. It's always good when there's these young stars all thriving. Like not seeing it, like it's tough to watch. It is tough to watch, and then he's going into such a big fight. You know, like that's a. I mean, Chris, you can speak on this. Like, how important is it for you guys to be so laser locked in and like all these distractions? It's got to be rough.
I don't know. It's the absolute difference between who wins and who doesn't. Discipline I always say is the most important thing for these young fighters. And that's why I like guys like Shakur Stevenson, like Devin Haney, because they've got the mindset both in the ring and out of the ring, because that matters. That the guys who make it to the tip top are always tight up top. And that's the way you got to be, because boxing is just too hard. It takes too much time, too much dedication, too much discipline to allow your mental not to be right. So that's always a telltale sign of a guy who's going to be in some trouble in his career.
Yeah.
But I think that when you got these big fights coming up, I think that focusing all your energy on them big fights is very important. Like I think when you focus your energy elsewhere, your mind goes elsewhere, your body goes elsewhere. And I think as far as like me, I'm very good at like keeping all my energy focused on my opponent when I'm doing fight night. And I think that plays an important part in these big fights. So I hope he gets something together because I definitely want to see Teo win. I think he's a tremendous talent when he's focused, but he got to get focused for that.
Good answers, man. Good
Agreed.
stuff. Really enjoyed this conversation. You probably got a lot going for you. How about we place a little wager? Knicks, put down $20, and then when I see you in Vegas at Haney Lomachenko, I can cash out.
Yeah, we could do 40. Fuck it. Let's do 40, man.
Okay, 40. I can
40,
do 40.
40.
I don't got that Shakur Stevenson bankroll. Like, I don't have that Chris
Yeah.
Algieri bankroll. The only CompuBox doesn't
Not
pay
yet.
me
We'll
enough.
get there.
I think you just like losing money though. This is a easy bet. It's a very easy bet.
Knicks in 6, my friend.
Miami in 5.
Oh, Algieri.
Dan, I don't know, man. I can't back your calls anymore.
Rough. All right, Shakur. Thank you, my friend. Catch up with you soon.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, champ.
All right, y'all.